One of the first habits that I actually stumbled upon was meditation. Meditation is a very interesting habit because it isn't spoken about that much in like normal day-to-day life, but it is widely spread across the self-development space here on YouTube and on other social media platforms. And today I actually want to talk about the benefits and the interesting parts about meditation and all of the benefits that I've actually seen on myself that meditation will have on you. And mindfulness is the skill that I'm going to talk about here. And mindfulness is one of the most overpowered skills to level up because mindfulness will lead you to being more happy, it will lead you to working harder, it will lead you to like doing anything. If you're just mindful and if you are in the present moment with the people you love, with the task you have at hand, you can accomplish such amazing things just because you narrow in all of your focus on the task at hand. So I want to talk about mindfulness here. And what I think is very important for us to understand is that when I stumbled upon mindfulness, I was a person who couldn't focus and I wasn't mindful any of the time. I was just scrolling on TikTok, multitasking, watching a YouTube video, listening to music, playing a video game, being in a Discord call with my friends, and I did that every single day. And that is the opposite of mindfulness. Mindfulness is when you retreat back and you actually sit down and you just are being mindful and you're being in the present moment. So mindfulness is when you are in the present moment and you're just focusing on one thing at a time. It can be your breath, it can be like your feet, it can be your body, it can be your back, it can be whatever it may be. Just focus on one thing and the task that you have at hand, and that is how you are being mindful. So now we want to talk about some benefits of mindfulness. So number one, focus. Focus is when you sit down and you just are focused on one thing at a time. You're just using all of your brain's power to actually narrow in on the thing that you're doing currently. And that is just focus in a nutshell. So if you are being able to focus right now, you are going to be able to accomplish all of the things that you want to. If you aren't able to focus right now, it will be very hard for you to actually accomplish your goals. So let me break this down very quickly. So, for example, we have two resources that will actually lead us to accomplish our goals. We have focus and we have time. Time is a limited source and we can only get so much of it. We get around like, I think it is like 8 hours or 6 hours if we have like a full-time job or school per day. But let's say this, we all have 8 hours in a day which we can use our time with. And then we have focus, and focus can be broken down into focus units. So for example, if you have a very good attention span, you can get into a flow state very quickly. You have a great focus. And let's say that is like, I don't know, 20 focus units. So if we have 5 hours of work that we're doing currently, and we have 20 focus units, what we will get is 100. That is our score of focus. We have 100 in focus. For example, if we have 10 focus units and 5 hours of time, we have 50 in focus. And if we have 1 in focus unit and we have 5 hours of work, we only have 5 in focus. And these can actually be pretty hard to understand, but what I'm going to say here is that your score correlates with the ability for you to actually get things done, like work, like studying and all of that. So if we can improve our focus, we will become better, because the people who have accomplished very amazing things have actually put in the work because they have the ability to focus on the thing that we're supposed to. So for example, it can be, I don't know, when you are doing the thing you're supposed to, like you are studying, and if you have a high focus unit, and if you're being able to focus on a mass scale, you will be able to produce so much more work in a less amount of time than the people at a less focus unit. So for example, if you're listening to music whilst you're editing a YouTube video, for example, you actually are destroying your focus because you are being distracted because you're multitasking. If you're just listening to something like lo-fi music and beats to study to, then what will happen is your focus will actually improve and you will have a lot easier to do the work. So that's why it's important for us to actually level up our focus. And mindfulness does this because when you're just focusing on one thing at a time, you will actually be improving your focus just because you're training your mind to focus on one thing. And that is not very stimulating, because just focusing on your breath is not stimulating like watching TikToks and scrolling and all of that. So that's just focus. So it helps us with focus because we're focusing on one thing at a time, and that trains our attention span. And our attention span is one of the most important things for us to actually accomplish the thing that we want to. So just to clear this out, if you want to accomplish the thing that you want to, you need a great attention span. Simple as that. Because if you have a fried attention span and if you have like uprising thoughts all of the time, then it will be very, very hard for you to actually focus. So please improve your focus. And that is done by mindfulness. And this is only the first benefit of 4 benefits that I'm going to talk about. So the other one is presence. Presence is a skill with you just being in the now and being here and now. So presence is something that a lot of people today are struggling with because we have all these stimulating things around us. We have our phone, we have music, we have TV, we have shows, we have video games, we have junk food, we have an environment that is distracting us all of the time and just trying to sap our attention. And presence is a little bit like focus, but presence is just simply doing one thing at a time and actually being present on that and not trying to think about that many things. So when you improve your focus, your presence will also improve because your ability to be in the now will actually improve just because you won't really think that much about other things and your mind will be drifting way less. So that is very, very powerful. And when you're present with your family and with your friends, people will actually notice that. And for example, you would have actually noticed if I wasn't present during this video, if I would have thought to myself that, what am I going to eat after this? Or has this person texted me back yet? If I would have thought to myself that this during this video, you will actually realize that I wouldn't have been present. And that's just something that we all realize. When someone is like looking at their phone and you're asking them a question and they say like, what did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear that. And I do that as well. All of the people do this to some degree, but it's actually very, very interesting because as soon as I get into a conversation, I try to just listen to the person and to be present with them because I know that this is very, very powerful and you can build up such deep connections and relationships with other people just with you being present and you're listening to the person because they will actually feel loved. And when you have presence, you will actually become happier. And this is number 3, happiness. When you're more present with other people, like your family, your friends, they will start noticing that and they will actually not be impressed, but they will actually realize and they will actually want to talk to you because you are the odd one. You're actually the person who sits down, who focuses, who can hold great eye contact and can be here and now with the person that you are with. Why happiness improves is because, when you're present with your family and your friends and all of that, you actually become happier because our relationships and our family and all of that is one of the most important things in our life, if not the most important thing of our life. So if you have the most important thing of your life, like your relationship, your family, your friends, and all of the people around that, if you're present with them and they actually realize that you're a bit different in a very, very great way, they will actually treat you better and they will actually want to talk to you more just because you are that kind of person who's present. You aren't scrolling on your phone whilst you're talking to them. You aren't doing something else whilst you're talking to them. You're just in the present moment. And that's why you will actually become happier by being more mindful. And another thing that I want to talk about here is hard work. Because when you improve your focus, when you are more present with your family and your friends, and when you become more happy, hard work will be a lot easier because you've taken a step back from short form content like TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts and all of that. And when you take a step back from that, you will actually become more happy, as I said. And when you're more happy, it's a lot easier for you to do your hard work. So for example, when you are happy, you're less likely to be tired, you're less likely to be angry and all that. You're just happy. And when you're happy, it's very, very easy to do your hard work, because I remember one day in like February, I was just super, super happy because something had just happened, and that made me very, very happy. And that day it was very, very hard. It was very, very easy for me to push myself super hard in the gym and to go hard on myself because I was happy. I felt like I had my life in order and all of that. And when that happens, you can actually accomplish such amazing things because happiness spreads out to other people, and it will be a lot easier for you to actually do your hard work because your focus is improved, your happiness is improved, and happy people are actually more likely to work hard because you're just focused on the thing that you're supposed to do and what is authentic to you, rather than the feeling of being like angry or sad or just feeling a strong emotion. I think that you're getting what I'm saying here, but this is the true power of mindfulness. So please start leveling this up by just focusing on one thing, trying to do this every single day, a few times a day, and that is simply how you improve your focus. And why I think that mindfulness is the most important, or one of the most important things to actually level up in self-improvement. So this is why mindfulness is the most important task to level up. So I really hope that you got some value out of this video. See you in the next one.